Okay, making sure everybody can hear me, or the one person that's in here. Okay, if you did not read that, I'm going to put this up yet again. I'm going to go into specifics here. The specific is the American Patriots, 3% militia group. The defense team, if they would have listened and looked, yes, Brad Holder was bragging about motorcycle clubs, at least 2 of them, and just a couple posts. But what you did not want to listen, did not want to look at, Matt Hoffman, Andrew Baldwin, was the fact they belong to a local, state, and nationwide militia group called the American Patriots. 3%. This U.S. militia group, I exposed them. I leaked every single one of their commanders, all their members, what regions. Everything was leaked by the help with FBI. After I was let go as an informant, I still had a contact in with the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. That leak that happened back in 2020, Scott said, the American Patriots, 3%. That's my doing. I did that, cocksuckers. You thought when the shit hits the fan moment is going to come years down the line? It's happening right now. We're going to start July off with some fireworks. I've been quiet. I've been dealing with some health issues. If anybody's familiar with kidney failure, yeah. That's why my face has not been really shown very much. I'm going to show you why. I've got individuals like Christine Salazar, which is sitting right now on a beach vacation. At least that's what showed June 10th. Nice beach vacation, Christine. All I had to do was fix the AR to the ER to find your page. You and your wife. You're on vacation right now, aren't you? Mm-hmm. That beachfront property. And you were up a few stories taking a nice picture of a beachfront property. Where's that at? It looks almost like Panama City Beach. While you're asking for $10,000 on a GoFundMe. While you're attacking other individuals, just asking for getting documents. You and your friends are attacking like the cult you are. I'm going to show you guys why I've not really been showing my face here lately. And give me 2 seconds. Okay. Are we good here? I had to come back in. And one thing I'm going to show is, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but the white spots you see on my neck, and I don't know how well you can see this, but I've got them on my face, my head, my arms. It's deposit. It's where sulfur and calcium and other toxins my kidneys aren't filtering. I'm in advanced kidney failure, kidney disease. With that, I already had some people using my PTSD I got as a child being raped and molested, as I'm mentally ill, just like they did last night. But we're going to get back to the beans and potatoes here. And go ahead and take that off where I can see my phone. We're going to get back to what I was getting at. When you have individuals like Brad Holder, Jeff Brackett, the tattoo you had on Amber Holder's back should go into evidence. Why? I tried bringing this up to Andrew and Matt Hoffman both, and they chose to go the easier route. The motorcycle clubs, the racism, that whole bit. Because he posted twice about steel-toed warriors and another Norse and pagan motorcycle club. It wasn't a motorcycle club. It was the same militia, American Patriots, 3%. And for those of you who did not see this earlier, look up the link I helped with the FBI back in 2020. Their full membership from state to national, including their commanders list, was leaked. This set with the Joint Terrorism Task Force, FBI, Indianapolis field office had that whole not friends list, but members list, including the regions, different regions within Indiana and other states. Certain counties, they would region off and into I was trying to send, what the hell? I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to make sure everybody wanted to come on. But where I'm going to get at is Brad Holder, militia member Shane Meehan, among many others, Jeff Brackett. I still have the who, what, when, where, and why. Including, I have it where Brad Holder and the American Patriots Facebook group chat, as well as postings for sale, admitting that he was walking the MONON High Trail in DELPHI many times in search of railroad ties, the steel plates from the old MONON High Railroad. He would then take those back to his homemade forge and homemade forge weapons out of those where he was selling to fellow militia members. The same militia group, American Patriots, Indiana Facebook page and private messaging, you were recruiting individuals into your kindred, the Tears Hellhounds, Norse and Pagan Kindred, Indiana. This same militia group had members. Many of your friends, like Tony Slocum, Boone County Sheriff Michael Nilsson, was sitting friends with Frank Castiello, one of the founding members of the Constitutional Sheriff's Association, had a major hand in every Bundy, BUNDY, federally armed standoff against the feds over cattle, grazing, water rights, and property. Illegally grazing, don't want to pay their taxes, don't want to pay their money, but we want our cattle to graze on your land, and we'll take up arms and ask the militia to join hand. The issue with this militia is it's actively recruiting including state, sheriff, local law enforcement, elected officials, and many, many more. Active military. Remember the OK white supremacist gang symbol that they took the charges of? It was white supremacy. It was the hidden meaning. The three fingers stand for we are the 3%. It was saying it without saying it. Who they are, where they go back to. Remember the National Coast Guard members? How about the Alabama SWAT team? Multiple members having the we are the 3%. We are the militia hand sign. Look up the picture of Amber Holder's back. The chicken scratch that the inbred, cocksucking little bitch made motherfucker Brad Holder. Boy, if you think you're so big bad, just wait till the good old boys club around you and that cartel goes bye-bye. I went out of Indiana. The agent Michael Curtis, his lies, disregard, and negligence to where I had to get a protective order while being an active FBI informant against active individuals involved in more than one missing and murdered case. You make me sick, little boy. Then you and your friends parading around the murdered weapons, one of which you made. The ceremonial sword, page 111, the Book of Troth. Oh yeah. That a Bowie knife was paraded around 18 days after the girl's murder. You and your kindred were praising a victory. You left a message, the defense. Nobody else really wanted to let it be known. You left a message on one underage little girl's body. That message was made sure to go over twice to make sure that message was heard loud and clear. It took me years, with the FBI's help, to really get an understanding of how you dirty little cocksuckers work. What goes around comes around. The Gebo, G-E-B-O, X-Rune that was left on the Liberty German's throat. What goes around comes around. Stands for justice. But you wanted to make sure it was a leaving message. That message was what goes around comes around. The other messages you left. You chose DELPHI. Why? Because in your sick little minds, you're going to open an altar to worship to. Your gods. Just like the Delphi Oracle. Don't know what I'm talking about? The Delphi Oracle? Look it up. For all you that know, you know everything, Prof. You know everything, Christine. I'm about to show everything me and Matt Hoffman, Andrew Baldwin talked about, where they didn't want to look, where they should have looked. It didn't help that you had a highly compromised defense attorney, former and currently, their families. When there's friends that go back to Brad Holder, Brett Sendifer, Elvis Fields, their family and friends going back with defense attorneys, their family and their friends going back to the same cartel. Do you realize a former and current defense attorney for Richard Allen was living right there in Kokomo for years, them and their family. So when you have friends of Brad Holder showing up with adult children, wives, hell, you've got judges, elected officials like Tony Liggett. Do you realize Tony Liggett was longtime friends with ones like longtime dealer Brett Sandifer? How about some elected officials like the city and county there in Delphi, Florida, among others? Going back to these militia members and this cartel drug ring, one after another. You think I'm full of shit? You think I'm talking a bunch of shit out of my mouth? For all you that think, oh, I'm mentally ill, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Prof. Robin Boudreau. Christine, I hope you enjoy your beach vacation you took. Lovely picture, June 10th, by the way, while you're sitting there begging for $10,000, while attacking others just for asking for $5,000 for transcripts. But let's sit here and beg for $10,000 while you're on a beachfront vacation on your hidden Facebook profile. And all it took was just changing AR with ER. And I'll be damned, that's you, your wife, the kid in the middle, and June 10th on a beachfront vacation while you're sitting there begging for $10,000 while you and your cult-like friends go back attacking other individuals. Say it ain't so. Like I said, all you have to do is change the AR to ER. Or do I want to get into how about Christina Bailey? I'm not 100% sure if that's you, but it's the same age. Husband, do I really want to get into that? I still have some law enforcement friends myself, honey. I'm working with feds outside of Indiana. And it's things that you are talking about, acting like you know everything about. Mike Osbrook, remember where you yourself was admitting that there was a credible informant that came forward with information to, what was it? Oh, domestic terrorism and the Joint Terrorism Task Force being there in Delphi. Started around February 9th, 10th. That domestic terrorist investigation, like I said, wasn't on a motorcycle, Norse and pagan kindred type mindset motorcycle club. It was a militia training on Ron Logan's property. During this so-called training, you had Gabe Ellis and other kindred members bringing a hog and other food items, a whole hog roast. During the 2 nights, not 2 nights, but 2 days one night, bug out style training at Ron Logan's property. You know what's funny, Brad? The who, the what, the when, the where, why. Down to your recruitment on American Patriots and other militia groups of come train with us. Sparks are going to fly. Fireworks are going to fly this July. And boy, I wish you'd grow a pair of balls and step to me, little boy. I ain't scared of you and any other. We are the 3%. We are the militia. You child-killing, inbred cocksucker. Each and every single one of you, then to parade the very weapons you used in your minds. You took the enemy's children, lives, and yes, the blood of your enemies or your enemies' children are accepted, highly acceptable gifts to your gods. You chose the city of Delphi to make your own altar. Each rune that was left over the girl, it was a binding rune with a message. Like I said, the X, you went over twice. The main message you wanted with that was a Gebo rune, Gebo rune. What goes around comes around. Well, little boys, little girls, what goes around comes around. And you come around here, well, guess what? I'm ready. Charge the AR-2. You want war? You want the shit at the fan scenario? It's about to come. Your good old boys club, your members, they're active military and law enforcement. Wouldn't you like to know that some of your commanding officers and your members are killers? You think it's a laughing matter because they're bringing up a MC club and racism, this, that, and the other? Brad was laughing it off, having a time of his life. Well, come July, he ain't going to be laughing. I'm going to show his recruiting fellow militia members to come to Delphi to train with him. February 10th through the 12th. An overnight bug-out style training event right here in Delphi. Come train with us. We have a hog roast and bring your own food and beer. Guaranteed family friendly and have a good time and train while you're at it. You were laughing. You're having a hell of a time. Time of your life the last few years. Well, little boy, I'm about to put the fucking hurt on you and your good old boy club and your friends. I'm kind of glad that fucking local lodge fucking turned me down, little boy. I have no keeper. I have nobody to keep my silence, boy. I don't have a lodge to fucking bow down to and protect thy brother. Because, little boy, after the fucking Grand Lodge down Indy finds out you're a baby serial killer, you, your son, and everybody else you got in are going to be blackballed like a motherfucker. That whole fucking family name, I guarantee you, will never, ever see and step foot in another lodge. It's helped the good old boys club that were fellow members Money laundering. Some of them making millions at a time with this cartel. Kokomo, Richmond, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne. How you got 2018 all the way up to $2025, 2025 cartel dealers that are showing friends with prosecutors, staff, even Allen County. For all you that say you know everything, you know there's everything, every detail. Who's who, what's what. You don't know shit. And Brad, you were having a laughing matter and hell of a good time, weren't you? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you were. You thought it was all laughing matter till somebody put it all together and figured it out. They left a message on that little girl's throat. They made sure to go over it twice, 3 times, however many times it took for them to get that message deep enough where it stood out. For years, that message remained silent. It helps when Good Old Boys Club to compromise defense attorneys that are Kokomo locals spent years working and living in Kokomo and got good old friends with Paul Wyman, other elected officials. Hell, you got Greg Goodnight, the mayor of Kokomo, sitting friends with the cartel dealers like in 2018 raids. Hell, you had Gabriel Ellis's mom sitting right there friends with Greg Goodnight, the mayor of Kokomo, among many, many others. Like I said, you got Tony Liggett being best buddies, best friends, longtime family friends with ones like Brett Sandifer. Look up Brett Sandifer, his longtime dealing in meth labs right there at his property. How about Blaine McClellan, dealing partners with Gabriel Ellis, that's one of his suppliers. But then you have others, his dealing partner that rolled on him. And 4.5 hours after Derek was picked up, charged, 4.5 hours later, you had Blaine McClellan, his dealing partner, raided soon thereafter. And everybody's been talking about certain individual rolling on a prominent family of Delphi. I wonder who. And come July, I'm not just talking shit, talking out of my ass. I'll show you how compromised Brad, Rozzy, him and his family, back to this cartel, this Good Old Boys Club, the judges like Glenn Murray, Judge Tate, among many others, what they don't want you to see. Elected officials like Paul Wyman, board member of a former dealer that went down money laundering, stole $4 million from taxpayers down in Florida. Daniel, with last name Metz, M-E-T-Z, Florida Attorney General, went after him. He got tipped off federally and took that $4 million, and his 2 business partners ran back and made more than one rehab. And then had former politicians that quit politics, like Paul Wyman, sitting board members. Oh, wait till the locals that let the goods be shown about that. How about instead of the moving scam, you're now doing human trafficking, paying individuals on the streets in Florida to come do rehab in Indiana, and you bust them in white vans from Florida, pay them to come to your rehab, go through your program, Insurance covers it. The taxpayers cover it. Why members like Paul Wyman and others are making millions money laundering the dirty cartel money in more than one rehab and mental health facilities. The real estate. Do you realize a certain family was multimillionaires begging for donations to get by? Have you took the time to look up a certain family? The real estate. It's millions in real estate and only got more. Real estate is one of the number one ways money laundering is done by certain families and good old boys clubs. They make millions. But like I said, come July, sparks are gonna fly. Fireworks are going to fly. And remember this, Brad. Remember your membership list? Your commanding officer. Look up Michael Phillips, the Chief Medical Officer of the American Patriots, Indiana. Every region, every medical officer under me for years was handpicked by me. What the American Patriots, you didn't realize? I was handpicking some undercover agents. I knew who they were. My handler, the first agent, Michael Curtis, involved in DELPHI, knew who they were. That was in Indiana. In each state that the American Patriots had the medical officers and staff, militia members in every single member nationwide, including Indiana, including you, Brad, Amber, Jeff Brackett, the list goes on. I still got every single one of the membership, every single name, contact information. And I think it's about time to do another leak like I did in 2020. You idiots couldn't figure out who did it then. I still got insides with the militia groups that you got branched off to. I'm about to cause hell and chaos. You did almost 8 years ago. Well, it's time to return the favor, little boy. Oh, we are the 3%. Fear us. You can be a good little barracks bunny and get on your knees, Brad Holder, and suck daddy's dick. I'll at least get you ready for prison, boy. Have you ever been clapped by a disabled motherfucker? I'll disable clap those cheeks. Motherfucker! I'll get that ass and that mouth ready for prison for you, little boy. Brad, I can't wait to turn you into my little bitch come July. The who, what, when, where, and why you're recruiting there in DELPHI. I'm about to make you my bitch.